Corporal John Henry Pruitt, a Marine who served in the United States Marine Corps, was a force of nature and a man of courage. Born into rural Arizona, he grew up chasing wild horses and braving blistering summers. By the time he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, he was already seasoned in survival. But war would test a different kind of courage. His name is often linked to his historic dual Medal of Honor recognition for actions during the Battle of Blanc Mont. Yet behind that distinction lies an untold tale, a story whispered among old Marines as the day of the Hills Ghost. On October 3, 1918, Pruitt volunteered for a death sweep, a lone reconnaissance mission into a German trench complex recently struck by artillery. He discovered that 6 wounded Marines were still breathing, barely. Pruitt didn't retreat. Instead, he laid his rifle down and began digging them out with his bare hands. He carried the first Marine over 100 yards under sniper fire, then crawled back, and again, and again. By the 4th trip, his trousers were soaked with blood that wasn't his boots lost in the muck. On the final trip, as he dragged the last Marine, conscious but paralyzed from a shattered spine, a lone German patrol spotted them. With no ammunition left, Pruitt drew his bayonet and charged. Accounts differ on what happened next, but according to one of the rescued men, John screamed like a wild storm and disappeared into the smoke. When reinforcements arrived hours later, they found Pruitt standing over 2 dead Germans, his chest rising slow, his leg torn from a bullet wound, and the paralyzed Marine protected under his body. "He wouldn't leave me," the man wept. "He told me we were going home together." Pruitt's actions that night went unrecorded in any citation. The Marines he saved gave their statements, but the war moved quickly, too quickly for stories without paperwork. Still, within the unit, that mission was spoken of with reverence. Pruitt didn't just save men. His sergeant later said, "He saved ghosts, those the war tried to erase." Just 2 days later, he volunteered again, this time during the final assault on a heavily fortified German position atop Blanc Mont Ridge. He sprinted ahead, leaping into a trench with only a Colt pistol and a knife. He captured 40 enemy soldiers single-handedly, shoving them up over the edge of the trench with the butt of his weapon. He was a man possessed, not by rage, but by something deeper, a sacred duty to protect the lives behind him. Even in death, his legend grew in the small Arizona town where he was born. Children would play a game called Pruitt's Run, where they would pretend to rescue friends under imaginary fire. Veterans would stand silently at his grave, not because they were commanded to, but because some debts could never be repaid. His name became synonymous with fearless compassion, a rare blend of warrior and guardian. The monument raised in his honor bore not only the stars of his medals, but also the soil from the battlefield, carried back by a fellow Marine who had sworn an oath over Pruitt's body to never let his story be forgotten.